The clock is ticking towards the end of the Premier League season. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today this is my Game Week 32 Premier League predictions. We are approaching the end of the Premier League season. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Alright then, so the first game is happening this evening at the Emirates Stadium. It is Arsenal, top of the Premier League, against Southampton, who are bottom of the Premier League. And to be honest, I think there is only one winner, and it has to be Arsenal. Even though they have dropped points in the last 2 weeks, they bottled two 2-0 leads. They bottled the 2-0 lead against Liverpool 2 Sundays ago, and last Sunday they bottled a 2-0 lead against West Ham at the London Stadium. The last two results haven't been good for Arsenal, but to be fair, against Liverpool, Liverpool did well to come back, but against West Ham, especially to be 2-0 up inside 11 minutes and to blow it in that way, Arsenal fans will be a bit disappointed in that. But for Arsenal, it's a game that they should win. Southampton, it's do or die for them. There's not many games left, and they've got to win as many games as possible. And if they win tonight, then fair play, but I can't see it happening. I think Arsenal, this has got a win for them all over it. I think this has got a win for them all written all over it. But yeah, come on Southampton. Of course, you know, I'm a Spurs fan. One Saints to win. But for me, Arsenal have got this in the bag. So I'm going to go Arsenal 4, Southampton 0. 4-0 to Arsenal. Okay, then now we move on to the 12:30 game. And it is Fulham versus Leeds United at Craven Cottage. Now, of course, Alexander Mitrovic is still banned, and Fulham did get a big win against Everton last Saturday. Big win for them, considering, you know, the stuff that's been going on with them recently. But Leeds, it's been an absolute disaster. They've conceded 11 goals in two. They've scored 2 goals in 2 games. They've conceded 11 goals. 11. If I was a Leeds fan, I'd be embarrassed. 11 goals in 2 games, because of course they lost 5-1 to Palace and they lost 6-1 to Liverpool. But to be fair, the first half was really boring. Watching that first half, I was so bored. But second half, Liverpool just absolutely dominated Leeds. Leeds were appalling. Defensively, Leeds were shocking. They were terrible. And it was just a bad day at the office for Leeds. And for Leeds, this is a game that they have to win. They want to stay up. They've got to be winning these games. Fulham have dropped off a bit. They're probably in the mid-table race now, I would say. But for me, I have a feeling that Leeds are going to win. Fulham haven't been doing good recently. I know Leeds haven't been doing good either. But I have a sneaky feeling that Leeds are going to win this. It's going to be a scrappy game. So my prediction is Fulham 0, Leeds 1. I'm going to go 1-0 to Leeds United. Okay then, and the next game is at the GW32 Community Stadium. And it is Brentford against Aston Villa. And of course, this is going to be a really good game. 2 teams who are having a really good season. But recently, it has not gone to plan for Brentford. This isn't the Brentford I'm used to watching. But honestly, if there's any team you don't want to play against right now, it is Aston Villa. They are on fire. 5 wins in a row. They're 3 points behind Spurs. They're 6 points off the top 4. And people are even saying, can Villa actually get into the top 4? And I think if we lose, and of course Man United aren't playing this weekend against and Man United aren't playing this weekend because of course they're in the FA Cup. Villa could go 3 points off the top 4, I think. But yeah, I don't know what's happened to Brentford recently. They haven't been doing that well. They lost 2-0 to Wolves last week, which is not a good result for them. But like I said, Villa are the team that no one wants to play against at the moment. They're playing fantastic football. Unai Emery's done really well there. Ollie Watkins is on fire. And Villa are just doing fantastic at the moment. So for me, I think Villa are going to win this one. My prediction is Brentford 1, Aston Villa 2. 2-1 to Aston Villa. Okay then, and the next game is a big game at Selhurst Park. It's Crystal Palace versus Everton in South London. And Crystal Palace, wow, they have been doing fantastic recently. Roy Hodgson has done a fantastic job with the Eagles recently. Of course, their last game was who did they play last? And of course, I think they beat Southampton last week, which is a big result for them. And Palace are doing really well. They've got some big results so far. And hopefully they'll want to get another big one tomorrow against Everton. Everton, of course, they lost 3-1 to Fulham. Apparently they didn't play well. Wow, that's what I follow an Everton mate. Apparently he said, ball jobs, blah blah. So I'm guessing they didn't play well. But Everton fans, if you were at the game against Fulham last week, let me know how you played down in the comments before they turn off. But yeah, Everton, they have to win this game. Palace are doing really well. They're getting closer to survival. And for me, I think Palace are going to win again. It's going to be Crystal Palace 2, Everton 0. 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Okay then, and the next game is a bit of a Midlands derby. It is Leicester versus Wolves. And again, it's another big game for Leicester. Wolves, got a big win last week against Brentford at Molineux. I think Diego Costa scored last week. Big win for them. And, glad, well, I wouldn't say glad because he's Chelsea. Used to play for Chelsea. But, Diego Costa back on the score sheet, which is, it's good for him. Leicester did lose to Man City last week. But for me, Leicester battered first off. But second half, Leicester played actually really well. Leicester played really well in the second half last week against Man City. They played really well. They played some really good football. And in the second half, Leicester won 1-0 second half. Because, if you think about it, well, that's how some teams see it. That's what, because I played for, I played football, And if we're losing, if we're getting battered, and we normally say, right, second half, reset, 0-0, let's go. And that's probably what Leicester were thinking about it. And, Leicester, second half, they played well. And they won the second half 1-0. But yeah, if Leicester play like that, second half, they could win this game. They could win this game. And Leicester will want to win this game. Oh, let me move my hand. It's quite irritating, isn't it? But yeah, Leicester will want to win this game. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, Leicester will want to win this game, considering how they played in the second half last week. But Wolves are doing well. Wolves are safe in my opinion. They're not going down. It'll be a tight game, but I think Wolves will nick a win. It's going to be 2-1 to Wolves. Okay, then, and the next game is Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest at Anfield. And wow, what a win for Liverpool the other night. 6-1 win versus Leeds. Like I said, first half was a bit boring, but second half, Liverpool were fantastic. Mo Salah got a brace. It was just a really good performance by Liverpool at Ellen Road on Monday. And, Liverpool... sorry about that, dog's down there. But yeah, Liverpool, it's a game... for me, it's another win, I would say. Because Forest, their away record's terrible. And they haven't done well at all recently, Forest. They lost to Man United on Sunday. Not a good result for them. They probably had to at least maybe get a draw out of that one. A draw or a win. But for me, for me, Liverpool have won this. So I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool. Liverpool 4, Forest zilch. Okay, and the next game would have been Manchester United versus Chelsea. Of course, that game is postponed as Manchester United are in the FA Cup semi-final on Sunday against Brighton. So the next game, in fact, is on Sunday, and it is Bournemouth versus West Ham United at the Vitality Stadium. Now, West Ham did play last night in the Europa Conference League second leg, and they won, and they absolutely battered Ghent 5-1. They were actually losing 1-0 as well, West Ham, but Declan Rice, what a goal. If you haven't seen Declan Rice's goal, You must see it. It's an absolutely incredible goal. And you know, West Ham are in the Conference League semi-final, and I think they are playing AZ Alkmaar. I think. Let me just check. Yeah, West Ham are playing AZ Alkmaar, and they play. Who do they play in the final? If they beat thingy, and if West Ham beat AZ Alkmaar, they play either Fiorentina or Basel in the Conference League final in Prague. So West Ham, West Ham will definitely want to win the conference. They want to win some silverware. If there is any West Ham fans watching this video, what are you more focused on? What are you more focused on? Staying up or winning the Conference League? Because, you know, West Ham, you know, it looks like they struggled last week in the first leg against Ghent, but they won 5-1 last night. But yeah, anyway, for Bournemouth, oh, I hate to talk about this. To be fair, Bournemouth, you know what? Fair play. All I can do is clap, because Bournemouth played us off the park. Last week, again, there was another embarrassing performance, because we'll speak about Spurs in a minute. But Bournemouth last week, they were absolutely fantastic. Possession-wise, they were brilliant. Bournemouth in general were fantastic. They were absolutely brilliant. And that's a massive win. And maybe that win could determine if Bournemouth stay in the Premier League. If Bournemouth win this game, Bournemouth can maybe stay up. But that win last week for them was incredible. But, you know, it won't be difficult for Bournemouth. They're playing another relegation rival in West Ham. So for me, I'm going to sit on the fence and go 2-2. Bournemouth 2, West Ham 2. Okay then, and the final game is Newcastle versus Tottenham, 5th against 4th. It's a big game in the race for the Champions League. Newcastle did lose last week versus Aston Villa. For me, I thought Newcastle did not play very well last week against Villa. Villa were brilliant. They were absolutely fantastic last week. But for us, it is the same. It's the same football every week. Every week, it is the same football. Honestly, what kind of team loses at home to Bournemouth? That's embarrassing. We didn't even deserve to beat Brighton. The referee and VAR was on our side against Brighton. And honestly, for me, Newcastle, they are going to win this game. We are so bad. We robbed Brighton. We got battered by we got battered and we lost to Bournemouth. For me, you know what? Our next 3 games. Our next 3 games. We got Newcastle on Sunday, Manchester United on next Thursday, and we got Liverpool next Sunday. Oh, honestly, you know what? I think Newcastle are going to win. This has got a Newcastle win written all over it. So I'm going to go Newcastle 3, Spurs 0. I'm going to go 3-0 Newcastle. I'm not confident because we are going to get battered. But yeah. And of course, the final game would have been Brighton Man City, because that game is off. As of course, both teams are in the FA Cup semi-final. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.